Hi guys, I'm Tiffany Lancaster, broker owner of True Agency Real Estate, and I'm here today to talk to you about why you should be thinking about buying real estate and how to help you come up with a game plan to become a real estate investor. But if you are a typical homeowner, you are a real estate investor. And I just want to educate you about what that looks like and why everybody should be buying real estate. There's this misconception that it's actually really hard to buy real estate, and it's not. You can buy real estate here in Tooele County with zero down. Most homeowners, even if you don't qualify for the zero down loan, you can buy real estate for 3% down, 5% down, and absolute worst case scenario, 20% down. So real estate, investing in real estate is actually really cool because you're not having to pay dollar for your investment. It's one of the only places where you can make an investment of $400,000 with only 3% of that down rather than investing the full $300,000 or $400,000. So just to give you an idea of what it takes to qualify for your first mortgage, with most loan types, you're looking at a 640 credit score. Really, it's going to be different for every person, but I will stress that most people think that they can't qualify, and they're actually surprised when they talk to someone and figure out whether or not they can qualify for a loan. So I strongly encourage you, if you're thinking about it, reach out. We'd love to help you through that process. Recently, I had a young client who was going through a divorce. She decided that she was gonna move out on her own and buy her first house. And she went out and she did that. She paid, it was around $135,000 for her first home. And it wasn't even a year and a half, her situation changed. She got into a new relationship and moved in with her new boyfriend. And so she decided to sell that house, and she ended up gaining over $100,000 in equity in just over a year's time. And the cool thing about owning real estate versus just renting is that you're paying off your long-term investment, whereas renting, you're paying off an investment for someone else. They're making that equity. And most times, your mortgage payment is going to be less than a rent payment. In today's market, that's definitely the case. So it's costing you less every month to own real estate. Another thing that I want to point out is pay attention to what people with money are doing. People with money are buying a lot of real estate. So everybody should follow suit. Everybody who can should be buying real estate. So I want to talk about a couple housing hacks that are really cool. Most of you probably haven't heard of what's called the BRRRR method, but the BRRRR method is actually a really cool housing hack. The way that this works is you're going to buy a property cash using hard money. If you've never heard of hard money, basically it's a short-term loan against the property. You don't have to use any credit, anything like that. There are tons of hard money lenders out there. So you're looking to buy a property that might need a little work. You buy the property with hard money at a discount. So B stands for buy. Buy the property using hard money, and then you're gonna repair the property. You may use your own money to repair it. You can use a partner. There's lots of different ways to come up with the money to repair it if you're doing the work. You know, a lot of times this can be pretty inexpensive. And then what you're gonna do is rent out that same property and refinance it. Refinance and then rent the property. And this is an investment property, so somebody else is paying your mortgage, and it didn't cost you typically very little money out of pocket to get something like this done. So this is a really cool housing hack. The next housing hack that I wanna talk about is look for a duplex. Doesn't necessarily have to be like a legal duplex or anything like that, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna buy this duplex using FHA financing, which is 3% down. You could even use a USDA loan, which is 0 down. And then what that allows you to do is rent out the other side, or whether it's a basement apartment or a duplex. This is something you can totally do. A lot of times your rent can cover the majority of your mortgage payment, if not at least half, but most times it's more than half. So that's another housing hack that is super, super cool and can get you started as a real estate investor. 90% of millionaires actually earned their first million through real estate. If you're looking to sell real estate and use the proceeds, because it's a really hot market right now, it's a great time to cash out on some equity and disperse that equity. If you have $100,000 in equity, you can put 20% down or 5% down on 4 different properties, and now all of a sudden you have a portfolio of a few $1,000,000 instead of just owning one property. That's also a great hack. If you're worried that the market's going to crash, the cool thing about real estate is even if the market were to take a dip, it's always temporary. Real estate typically does this thing where it may dip a little bit, but the long-term trajectory of real estate is always on an upward trajectory. So if you're in a slow market, just 3 to 5 years, and you'll see that the market's come up and you will have made large returns on your real estate investment. So there's some really cool facts I just want to talk about with you guys on home ownership. When people own a home, there's this stability, this structure that people feel. Kids do better in school. There's lots of stats that prove that it definitely improves the quality of life when you own a home. Guys, it's just super important to take this first step. Everybody who can should own a home. It is just life-changing. It's the American way to start building wealth. If you already own a home, you likely already have a ton of equity, depending on how long you've owned your home. But honestly, I told the story earlier about someone who bought a year and a half ago. So if you're interested in knowing what kind of equity you have and strategize about what you might be able to do with that equity and to grow it, please, again, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to sit down with you and talk about that. So I just want to mention some of the things that True Agency Real Estate can do to help you on this journey and put your game plan together for how to become a real estate investor. The biggest thing that we can do is sit down with you and talk about what a plan like this looks like. We can get you with the right lender, help you figure out what loan is going to be best for you, what strategy is going to be best for you. Whatever your situation is, we'd be happy to help you. Just some of the things that we offer, we offer our cleaning services. We'll come in, we'll take care of getting the house ready to list so you don't have to. We make it really easy to sell. We make sure we have a strategy that we can go over on making sure that you get top dollar for your home. We're happy to do that. Just fill out the form below and schedule pressure-free consultation. We'll come sit down with you. We'll strategize with you. If it's not for you, great. If it is, we'd love to help you out.